I remember this one Christmas that still sends shivers down my spine. It was supposed to be a festive, joyous time, but things took a dark turn that I can't quite explain. It was a bitterly cold winter's night, the kind where the howling wind seems to whisper secrets through the snow-covered trees. Our family had gathered in our old, creaky house, a cozy setting, or so we thought. The fire crackled, the tree twinkled with lights, and laughter filled the air. But as the night wore on, an eerie sensation settled over us, like we were being watched by something unseen. Strange occurrences began. Lights flickered without cause. Doors creaked open on their own, and ornaments seemed to shift places when no one was looking. We dismiss it as our imaginations running wild, blaming the old house's quirks. But then came the footsteps. Loud, deliberate steps, echoing through the silent house when everyone was tucked in bed. I remember waking up to the sound, heart pounding, convinced I was the only one awake. But as I listened closer, I could tell I wasn't alone. The next morning, things took an even more chilling turn. The presents under the tree were torn open, shredded paper strewn across the floor. But no one had ventured downstairs during the night. It was as if something had torn into the gifts, searching for I don't know what. Whispers of icy traps, shadows darting around corners, and an inexplicable feeling of dread lingered throughout the day. No one dared to voice their unease, afraid of confirming our collective fear. As the night fell again, we gathered close, trying to push away the inexplicable terror. But then, in the stillness of the night, we heard it. A haunting melody, distant yet unmistakable, like a chilling carol sung by an unseen choir. That Christmas will forever remain etched in my memory. A blend of joy and spine-chilling terror, where the line between reality and the inexplicable blurred in ways I can't fathom. Maybe it was just our imagination running wild in the midst of holiday excitement. Or perhaps something truly sinister lurked in the shadows that Christmas night. Hey everyone, Merry Christmas Eve. Cozy up, grab a blanket, cause I've got a story for you tonight. A real one. Mind you, something that happened to me back in '98. It all started with a snowstorm. A blizzard, really. The kind that swallows the world whole and paints everything white and silent. We were snowed in, completely cut off from civilization. Just me, my wife, Mary, and our two little ones, tucked away in our old cabin deep in the Vermont woods. Christmas Eve felt different that year. The wind howled like a banshee, rattling the windows like skeletal fingers. Mary, bless her soul, tried to keep things cheerful. Carols playing on the old record player. But I felt it, a prickling on the back of my neck, a sense of creeping dread. Later that night, I went up to the attic to fetch some more firewood. The air was thick with dust and shadows. And then I saw it. The rocking horse. An antique thing. Mary's great-grandmother's, I think. It sat there in the moonlight, rocking gently despite no wind. Its painted eyes glinting like malevolent stars. I froze, a cold fist squeezing my heart. Something felt wrong, deeply wrong. The horse. It didn't belong there. I reached out, hesitantly to stop its rocking. But as my hand touched the wood, the air crackled with a sudden surge of icy energy. The horse whinnied, a sound like bone scraping on bone. Mary's carol suddenly turned into a distorted chant, the music twisting into something alien and unsettling. The walls pulsed with a sinister glow, and shadows writhed like tormented souls. That's when I knew. Whatever lurked in that attic, it was ancient, evil, and awake. It had feasted on the isolation, the blizzard, our fear, and now it hungered for more. The rest of the night was a blur of whispers in the dark, chilling laughter echoing through the halls, the rocking horse's eerie lullaby. We huddled together, praying for dawn, the kids whimpering in Mary's arms. We survived somehow. Dawn broke, weak and gray, but the darkness retreated. The horse sat still, lifeless, a hollowed shell of its former terror. But something inside me, something deep and primal, changed that night. The Christmas lights lost their sparkle, the carols their joy. The snow wasn't just white anymore. It was a cold reminder of the lurking shadows, the whispers of nightmares. So, as you sit by your Christmas tree tonight, the lights are warm and inviting. Remember, sometimes the darkest monsters hide in the most unexpected places. And sometimes, even the magic of Christmas isn't enough to keep them at bay. Our family had traveled to a remote cabin nestled deep in the woods, seeking a serene Christmas away from the chaos of the city. The cabin, rustic and charming during the day, took an ominous air as the night fell. The winds howled outside and the trees danced eerily in the moonlight. But it wasn't just the storm that sent shivers down our spines. Strange things started happening. We'd hear bells jingling outside, distant laughter that seemed to echo from the woods. Yet, when we ventured out, there was no one to be seen, just the wintry silence. The power began flickering, just a glitch, we reasoned. But then the temperature dropped, plummeting to a natural chill that seeped into our bones despite the roaring fire. The strangest part? Footprints appeared in the snow, leading up to the cabin, but never away. Fresh tracks every morning, as if someone had been pacing around the cabin while we slept, watching us. Presents vanished from beneath the tree, ornaments rearranged in bizarre patterns, as if someone or something was toying with us. We brushed it off as pranks among ourselves until we realized none of us were behind it. One night, as we huddled in the living room, trying to laugh off our unease, a haunting tune drifted through the air, a melody we'd never heard before. It sounded distant, yet somehow achingly close, as if it wanted to draw us out in the dark. We locked every door, secured every window, but the feeling of being watched lingered. The night dragged on with a sense that something lurked just beyond our sight, just outside our sanctuary. When dawn finally broke, relief washed over us. We hurriedly packed, eager to leave that eerie place behind. As we drove away, I glanced back at the cabin, half expecting to see someone standing in the window, watching us depart. To this day, I can't explain what happened that Christmas. The inexplicable occurrences, the chilling presence that seemed to haunt us. All I know is That remote cabin holds secrets I'll never comprehend, and the memory of that haunting Christmas will forever send a shiver down my spine.